Hello everyone, welcome to Technologies Discussion channel. Today, I'd like to continue the discussion on Bluetooth. Earlier on, I have done this part 1 and part 2 series discussion on Bluetooth. Over the 2 series of discussion, firstly, I define what is Bluetooth. Next, I explain the Bluetooth configuration. Basically, Bluetooth is configured as a master and slave. There will be one master and up to 7 slaves. I also discuss what is a piconet and also what is a scatternet. I remember I have briefly discussed about the Bluetooth version. This video, I'm going to emphasize more on the Bluetooth version. Why we need to have so many Bluetooth version? In short, we have Bluetooth version 1 all the way to 5. This video, I'm going to explain why there is or there are a need to have so many different versions of Bluetooth. I'm also going to explain the motivation of Bluetooth to move from one version to another version, which means that why Bluetooth want to move from version 1 to version 2. I'm going to explain this motivation so that you have a complete understanding on Bluetooth. This will be the part 3 series discussion on Bluetooth. So guys, if you're keen to know more about Bluetooth, please take a look on the playlist under the description. Over there, you will be able to find a series of discussion on Bluetooth. Okay, beside Bluetooth, okay, I have also another playlist, which is the wireless connectivity. Basically over there, you will be able to find all form of connectivity. For example, Bluetooth, Zigbee, LPWAN, etc., etc. So guys, again, if you're keen, okay, please see the playlist under the description. This is my email. If you have any question regards on this discussion, feel free to drop me an email. Before I continue, I'd like to urge you guys to help me by like this video. When you guys actually like this video will be able to reach a larger audience. So guys, help me out by like this video. Also, I like to highlight this recently. Okay, I actually don't receive much comment. Okay, I need to know the comments is because okay, I definitely want to increase the quality of this channel. The comment is essential. The comment will let me know what I need to be improved or what I have already done very well so that I have some idea how to improve the quality of this channel. So guys, feel free to give me some comment. Next, okay, if you are new to this channel, okay, I urge you to subscribe to this channel, or maybe later on when you learn something from this video, okay, again, I urge you to consider to subscribe to this channel. Last but not least, please remember to on your notification bell so that in the future, you will be able to receive notification from this channel. Guys, really, thank you so much for strong support. Okay, let's quickly understand okay, what is actually Bluetooth. Okay, the main function okay, of Bluetooth still remain the same. Okay, you can see over here, okay, we have lots of Bluetooth enhancement from Bluetooth 1, Bluetooth 2, Bluetooth 3, Bluetooth 4, and Bluetooth 5. Basically, you can see that all these are all the enhancement. However, despite all the numerous enhancement, the primary function of Bluetooth still remain the same. The function of Bluetooth is still enable device to communicate wirelessly. So this is the objective of Bluetooth, is to provide a form of connectivity for device to be able to communicate together. So basically, this is what he mentioned. Okay, even after many enhancements, okay, the key objective still remain the same, which to enable all the device able to communicate wirelessly. Okay, for a better idea how each Bluetooth version stack up, okay, which means that what are the key criteria that will so-called inspire the Bluetooth to upgrade the version. Basically, in short, there are actually 5 parameters. 1, speed. 2nd, range. 3rd, compatibility. 4th, power requirement. And last but not least, reliability. Okay, we will go through this one by one in order to understand better. Okay, so let's move on to the speed. Okay, so this will be the speed. Okay, so this will be Bluetooth 1, Bluetooth 2, Bluetooth 3, Bluetooth 4, and Bluetooth 5. Okay, the speed, okay, you can imagine that speed is actually related to throughput. Okay, throughput is also called data rate. So the higher the speed, okay, definitely you will have a better throughput or better data rate. Okay, so from here you can see that Bluetooth 1, okay, the first generation of wireless personal area network. Okay, so Bluetooth is considered personal area network. You can see that the first generation of personal area network like Bluetooth 1, the output or the throughput is simply in terms of just kilobits per second. Okay, but it's a major breakthrough, okay, because it provides one of the earliest wireless personal area network. Okay, so basically the throughput is in terms of kilobits per second. Okay, Bluetooth 2, as you can see here, okay, the key idea, Bluetooth 2 actually enhanced in terms of throughput. Okay, so this is possible because of the enhanced data rate, EDR. Okay, so next will be on Bluetooth 3. Okay, you can see from here, okay, Bluetooth 3 is actually a further enhanced in terms of speed, which also improve the throughput and also data rate. Next, we move on to Bluetooth 4. Okay, so Bluetooth 4 is a complete different philosophy. Under Bluetooth 4, there is so-called a Bluetooth low energy and the convention Bluetooth. Okay, so take a look on the convention Bluetooth. You can see that, okay, maybe not so much, okay, but the speed, throughput, or data rate, slight improvement. Okay, however, later on, you will be able to appreciate the key idea of Bluetooth 4. For today, we are at actually Bluetooth 5. Okay, Bluetooth 5, you can see here, okay, basically the throughput also increased almost, not almost, is exactly 2 times as compared to Bluetooth 4. Okay, so basically this is the so-called under the Bluetooth in terms of speed. Okay, so as you see over here, okay, the transfer speed of Bluetooth 1, okay, basically they are very, very low, as I explained earlier on, which is in terms of kilobits per second. However, okay, later on with the enhanced data rate, EDR, okay, most of the Bluetooth version actually has a improved speed. Okay, Bluetooth 4, okay, they have a maximum speed of 25 megabits per second, while Bluetooth 5 double that to 50 megabits per second, okay, with the help of EDR. Okay, so Bluetooth 4 also have this EDR. Okay, but over here you can see that for Bluetooth 5, the output or the throughput actually increase double. Okay, the increase of bandwidth enable faster data sharing. Okay, so how they actually improve is because they increase the amount of bandwidth. When they increase the amount of bandwidth, okay, we can actually has a faster throughput. We also reduce the lag and we have a quicker response time between device. Okay, regard their low energy transmission rate, okay, Bluetooth 4.0 and 5.0 reach maximum speed of 1 and 2 megabits per second respectively. Okay, I'll go into their low energy or Bluetooth low energy later on under the criteria of power consumption. Okay, so I will go through this later on. Okay, let's move on to the second criteria that determine why the Bluetooth need to move to various version, okay, which is the range. Okay, you can see that the first generation of Bluetooth, the effective range is just 10 meter. Okay, but like what I mentioned earlier on, is the first demo of wireless connectivity, personal area network connectivity. Hence, I think this 10 meter at that time is quite a major breakthrough. Okay, so after that, okay, the range actually improved, but really not that much. Okay, basically it's about 30 meter. Okay, the key breakthrough will be at Bluetooth 4 and Bluetooth 5. You can see that the range actually doubled, and this is almost 4 times to Bluetooth 5. Okay, so the operating range is another factor that has seen significant improvement. Okay, the previous Bluetooth version typically operate within a range of 10 to 30 meter. As you can see from here, Bluetooth 1 all the way to Bluetooth 3, they are basically under 10 to 30 meter. Okay, basically they make them only suitable for short range data transfer. Okay, so basically the range at the most only 30 meter for Bluetooth 2 to 3. However, this range dramatically increase with Bluetooth 4.0 and 5.0. Okay, Bluetooth 4.0 extend up to 60 meters. Okay, which means that if let's say we have indoor, okay, it will be 10 meter. For outdoor with line of sight, okay, the effective range is actually 60 meter. While the Bluetooth 5.0 maintain connection up to 240 meter. Okay, so this is for outdoor with line of sight. For indoor, for Bluetooth 5.0, okay, we just have the range of 40 meter. Okay, so this expand connection range is particularly beneficial for wireless headphone. Okay, when the range actually increase, okay, you actually can send data in a longer range. Then therefore, okay, you will be able to receive all your audio. Okay, with the longer range, okay, you will have lesser audio dropout. Okay, so basically this is the discussion on the range. Let's move on, okay, to another discussion, okay, which is the compatibility. Okay, compatibility is a key consideration. Okay, what you actually want to improve is basically we need to ensure that we have this compatibility. Okay, so the latest will be Bluetooth 5. Okay, so basically Bluetooth 5, you can see that they have the compatibility from Bluetooth 2 onward, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, it actually has the compatibility, which means that all this older version of Bluetooth is able to work with Bluetooth 5. However, for Bluetooth 1, okay, it can no longer work with Bluetooth 5, which later on the last slide, I will further explain why. Okay, as mentioned earlier on, okay, Bluetooth 5 is backward compatibility with lower Bluetooth version. Okay, so this allows you to easily use, for example, okay, we can actually use a Bluetooth 4.2 headphone with a 5.0 phone. Okay, so basically this is a Bluetooth 5.0. Okay, the phone, let's say, has this Bluetooth 5.0. However, our headphone, let's say, use a so-called older version of Bluetooth 4.2. Okay, however, the downside is that you can only fully utilize the Bluetooth feature with the lower version, which means that if we use this headset using this Bluetooth 4.2, okay, but our phone having this Bluetooth 5.0, okay, we can only use the feature with the lower version, which is the Bluetooth 4.2. Similarly, you can only access Bluetooth 5 feature if both the device run that version. If you want to be fully so-called have this Bluetooth 5 feature, okay, then the both device need to be Bluetooth 5 series. So basically, this is what it means. Okay, a clear example of Bluetooth 5 feature, okay, will be this. Okay, an example of this feature is dual audio. Okay, so if you still remember for Bluetooth, the old configuration is basically 1 master and 7 slave. Okay, but over here you can see that this actually enable you to connect to 2 pair of headphone to a single phone. Okay, in the older version of Bluetooth, okay, what happened here is basically a single phone can only talk to 1 headphone. But in this newer version like Bluetooth 5.0, 1 phone can actually talk to 2 pair of headphone. So this is what it means. Okay, or we play music from 1 phone on 2 different speaker. Okay, so basically we can also connect to 2 different speaker. So basically this is possible because of Bluetooth 5. Okay, unfortunately, okay, dual audio is limited to Bluetooth 5 version only. Okay, so therefore you can't use this feature when paired with a Bluetooth 4.2 device. For example, one of your speaker is 4.2, then there's no way that you can so-called connect 2 pair of headphone to a single phone. Okay, so therefore, if and only if, okay, all your headphone is under Bluetooth 5 and also your phone need to be under Bluetooth 5, then you will be able to enjoy the full benefit of dual audio. Okay, if your audio device only support 4.2, okay, so therefore it is still practical to choose headphone with the same version. Okay, cut the cost. Okay, if you have one that already support 4.2, no point to buy one that support Bluetooth 5 because this is not possible. So this can help you save money, okay, especially if you don't plan to upgrade your device anytime soon. Okay, on the other hand, if you want to fully utilize the feature of your 5.0 Bluetooth 5.0 phone, okay, it is best that you upgrade whatever so-called accessory that will be connected to the phone Bluetooth 5. Okay, so this is actually the discussion on compatibility. Okay, so again, let's move on to another chapter for discussion, which is the power requirement. Okay, so over here you can see that Bluetooth 1, 2, and 3, the power requirement is classified as high. Okay, however, from Bluetooth 4 onward, okay, we can see that there will be a reduction of power requirement. However, for Bluetooth 4, okay, it's still considered a mid-high, okay, which means that they still so-called consume quite a significant of power. Okay, but for Bluetooth 5, it is completely classified as low power requirement. Okay, so later on, I will explain a little bit more on this power requirement. Okay, the previous version of Bluetooth consumed significant power due to their constant on stage. Okay, so you can imagine that for Bluetooth 1, 2, and 3, the device don't actually sleep. Okay, when the device sleep, they actually conserve the energy. But for Bluetooth 1, 2, and 3, the device remain constant on. And because of this, they basically need to have lots of power in order to establish the link. They remain established to the link. Okay, unsurprisingly, this has a negative impact on battery life, particularly with Bluetooth 3. Okay, because Bluetooth 3, we need to send a lot of data. Okay, so therefore, they actually utilize lots of power to send this amount of data from the transmitter to the receiver. Okay, so which is the first to offer high-speed data transfer. Okay, I will explain this on the last slide. Everything changed with the introduction of Bluetooth Low Energy. Okay, Bluetooth Low Energy, so-called, is implemented under Bluetooth 4. Okay, the new technology comes with several low power and sleep mode. Okay, as a result, smaller devices can conserve power by entering sleep mode and awake as necessary. Okay, despite this advancement, Bluetooth 4 performance still fall within the mid-high range. Okay, which means that under this Bluetooth low energy, which is happen at Bluetooth 4, okay, the device can be programmed to sleep, or the device can be programmed to have low power. And because of all this, okay, you can imagine that the power requirement actually reduced. However, okay, for Bluetooth 4, it's still classified as middle high. Okay, let's move on to Bluetooth 5. Okay, Bluetooth 5 has further improved by boosting its data transmission rate and range. So for Bluetooth 5, okay, earlier on, I have mentioned that they actually can send much more data. They has a highest throughput. Okay, and also you can see over here, they also has the highest range. However, okay, you can see that for Bluetooth 5, the power requirement is also very low. So how this is possible? Okay, hopefully, okay, we will go through on the next video to discuss how does Bluetooth 5 can have all the benefit, high data rate, long range, but also low power requirement. Okay, I will explain this on the next video if possible. Okay, so these devices are now require even lesser power to send and receive data. Okay, therefore they prolong the battery life. Okay, so basically this is the criteria discussion under the power requirement by the Bluetooth. Okay, so let's move on in terms of reliability. Okay, so over here you can see that the earlier on series of Bluetooth, basically they have a very low reliability, okay, which means that the link can be broken suddenly. Okay, remember when we actually establish, or maybe when we actually want to connect a Bluetooth network, okay, basically we need to do pairing. Okay, for the earlier on generation of Bluetooth, okay, so this link, okay, of so-called pairing, okay, they can easily broken. Okay, so therefore they have a low reliability. Okay, as for Bluetooth 4 and 5, definitely in terms of reliability, they actually improve. Earlier version of Bluetooth have a shorter range and therefore they are less, and they also has this less stringent in terms of encryption protocol. Okay, so this is, we mentioned about protocol. Okay, so they also, beside all the disadvantage in terms of protocol encryption, okay, so they are actually also very vulnerable, leading to safety and reliability issue in congested setting. Okay, however, reliability improved with newer Bluetooth version. Okay, once the Bluetooth 4 and 5 onward, okay, the reliability actually increased. For instance, okay, Bluetooth 4, okay, lower message capacity of 37 octane increased to 255 in Bluetooth 5. Okay, so over here you can see that the amount of data actually increased. Okay, when the amount of data increase, okay, we don't mind to do more form of encryption. Remember, encryption also will take up some of the space and will affect the throughput. But because of the improvement of data rate or throughput, therefore, okay, for Bluetooth 4 and also Bluetooth 5, okay, we don't mind to add a form of encryption, okay, because since we have more data rate and more throughput, therefore we can actually enable more encryption. Okay, so this is what it means here. So the signal reliability actually improve due to adaptive frequency hopping. Okay, which means that if you still do not know what is called frequency hopping, okay, so for Bluetooth there are 79 channels. Okay, basically the so-called device hop from one frequency to another frequency. Okay, let's take a look on this here. The AFH, okay, adaptive frequency hopping, okay, enable the Bluetooth device to map up working and non-working channel. Okay, so basically with this AFH, any channel that is non-working, okay, they will actually bypass. Okay, while this SAM, okay, determine when an LTE channel is busy transmitting data. Okay, so when SAM know that whatever channel that is busy transmitting data, okay, they will skip to use this available channel. Okay, together they help Bluetooth device avoid faulty channel and reduce signal interference, speeding up data transmission, which is ideal for congested industry environment. Okay, remember Bluetooth has just 79 channel. Okay, because everyone, let's say, is all using Bluetooth, then you can imagine that the channel is actually very congested. Okay, again, with AFH, okay, AFH means the adaptive frequency hopping. Okay, basically they identify which channel is working and which channel are not working. And if any channel that are not working, they will avoid that particular channel to transmit the data. And also with this SAM, slot availability mask, okay, they basically will work to check, okay, whether this LTE channel is busy or not. If it's busy, then again, they will avoid this LTE channel. Okay, so this will be the last consideration why the different version of Bluetooth, okay, which is on reliability. Okay, so I have put all the table. Okay, so but before I move on, okay, so guys, please help me, okay, by like this video. And if you have learned something, okay, please consider to subscribe to this channel. Okay, I have put all the early on discussion onto this table. Okay, the 5 parameters: speed, range, compatibility, power requirement, and reliable. Okay, so basically I put this table, okay, so that one glance you will know the benefit, okay, from the different version of Bluetooth. And the last slide, basically I just want to do a quick conclusion on Bluetooth. Okay, Bluetooth version 1 is not shown over here. Okay, because Bluetooth version 1 does not exist anymore in the world. Okay, even if you want to buy, okay, I don't think anyone is selling in the market currently. Okay, maybe I give you some idea what is actually Bluetooth version 1. Okay, the Bluetooth version 1 is used to support analog signal. Okay, remember when we actually make a phone call, okay, there are actually 2 types of phone call. One is the convention phone call. Another one is the WhatsApp call. Okay, the convention call is basically support by the analog signal, while the so-called the newer type, which is the WhatsApp call, they are basically digital format. Okay, so the version 1 actually support analog signal. Okay, so therefore, because seldom we are going to use the analog signal, so therefore the version 1 actually phase up. Remember, the version 1, the motivation is to support the analog signal. And because nowadays, more and more, okay, features actually appear in a digital format, and therefore version 1 completely disappeared from the world. Okay, version 2, as I told you that I'm going to explain what is the motivation to move from version 1 to version 2. As I shared with you earlier on, version 1 is actually to support analog signal. Version 2, you can imagine, is the start to support digital signal. Okay, so basically this is why we need to move from version 1 to version 2, is to move from analog to digital. And once we move into digital, then we can do this wireless headset, wireless speaker, in-car audio. Okay, however, please note that is still a point-to-point communication, which means that, for example, your mobile phone, okay, is linked up to your headset, is basically 1-to-1, okay, for Bluetooth version 2. What is the motivation to move from version 2 to version 3? Okay, I will say that the motivation to move from version 2 to version 3 is on data rate or throughput. Okay, because we demand more and more data to be sent, okay, from one point to another point, and we want to have seamless, no lag exactly. And therefore, because of this, okay, we can see that the Bluetooth move from version 2 to 3. The idea is to improve the throughput. Once we have this improvement of throughput, okay, then we can start to talk about data transfer. Okay, so that will be the era that we have all those sport and fitness device. What they do is basically they send all our heart rate, okay, from the watch all the way to a mobile phone, so that we can observe the data, etc. And all this can basically require data transfer. And once you have require this form of data transfer, then you can imagine that the Bluetooth must be able to support this high throughput. That's why for version 2 to move to version 3 is simply, okay, is to support higher data rate. Next, okay, I'm going to discuss about version 3 to version 4. Okay, you can see that version 3 is still 1-to-1, but on version 4, you can see that they can be 1-to-many. However, the key idea that why we need to have version 4 is the implement of Bluetooth Low Energy or BLE. Okay, so mainly why we want to move from version 3 to version 4, okay, we talk about how to conserve more power, how to ensure a longer lifetime of battery. So this is the motivation why we need to have version 4. Although, as I mentioned earlier on, it also so-called instead of 1-to-1, it become 1-to-many. However, like what I mentioned earlier on, the key motivation for version 4 is to have Bluetooth Low Energy, okay, because you can see that when we actually increase the data rate, okay, the power consumption is very huge, and the battery can depreciate in no time. So therefore, in version 4, they take a look on the design requirement. They want to prolong the battery life, and they want to see how can they actually prolong the battery life. And basically, this is the motivation why we need to move from version 3 to version 4. Today, we are actually at version 5. Why we want to move from version 4 to version 5? Okay, beside earlier on, I have mentioned that beside throughput, beside longer range, okay, the key motivation why we want to move to version 5 is it become a mesh, okay, which means that many devices are able to talk to many other devices, which is a large device network. So this is the motivation why we need to move from version 4 to version 5 is to have a mesh connectivity. You can imagine that version 5 is something quite similar with Zigbee. Okay, is to support mesh network. Okay, so with this, I'd like to end my discussion. Okay, I hope with this you actually more or less understand a little bit more on Bluetooth. So once again, thank you so much for strong support. I hope to see you guys soon. Bye for now. Thank you.